Hey guys, gizmoddict here, and lately it's been raining Realme smartphones on the channel. So a couple of days back we unboxed the Realme X2 Pro, and today we have this guy, the Realme X2, which is coming to India very soon as the Realme XT 730G. I was supposed to get this 20 days back, but as you all know, I'm very unlucky when it comes to importing phones and custom clearance, so it did take around 20 days. But then anyways, it's finally here, and better late than never, right? So today we're gonna unbox. I'll give you guys my hands-on review as well as first impressions of the Realme X2, which is like a slightly tweaked version of the Realme XT, which is a really good phone. This phone is like Realme XT but on steroids, and it's gonna come to India, like I said, as the XT 730G. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. And if you guys don't want to miss out my videos in the future, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. So first, let's quickly take a look at everything that you get inside the box of the Realme X2. So the box contents are very similar to the Realme XT. First of all, you've got a case for the phone. This phone is literally identical to the XT in terms of design as well as in terms of dimensions. So this is the same case. You've also got some paperwork which you're not gonna read. Below that you've got the Realme X2. This time around I went with the white shade because I had the blue one on my Realme XT. So I thought it would be nice to have both of the colors in the office. So yeah, I've got the phone in white and it's literally similar to the Realme XT. Below that you've got the VOOC charger for this phone as well as a Type-C to USB cable. Now this VOOC charger is special because this is a 30 watt VOOC charger. The one on the Realme XT I think is a 20 watt VOOC charger or a 25 watt, and this one is basically a 30 watt charger. So yeah, the Realme X2 gets a slightly faster charging solution in comparison to the Realme XT. But that's it with the box contents. Now let's move everything to the side and get to the phone itself. So here's the Realme X2, and if you give this phone and the Realme XT to someone and ask them to spot the difference, they can't, because externally both of these phones are literally the same. You've got the same plastic frame on the side, the same glass back on the back, and you've also got the same camera layout and the front design as well. On the front you've got this dewdrop notch. There's a 6.4 inch Full HD Plus display. This is an AMOLED panel, so this is exact panel what you get on the Realme XT. So you've got the same design on the front. It also has the in-display fingerprint sensor which works very well. I've set it up and the accuracy and the speed is just very good for this price point. On the back you've got the same camera setup. You've got the 64 megapixel primary sensor along with a wide angle lens and a macro lens, and finally a depth sensor which is just there. I don't consider depth sensor as an extra sensor. But more or less the rear facing camera setup stays the same. Only on the front you've got a 32 megapixel camera instead of a 16 megapixel camera. I don't know why Realme did that, because the X2 Pro, which is like a much more advanced version of the X2, gets a 16 megapixel camera. So don't see the point of 32 megapixels here. But we'll test out and see if it's actually worth it. So there's no cosmetic change on the Realme X2 in comparison to the Realme XT, but the major change lies on the inside, because the Realme X2 gets the Snapdragon 730G, which is a very gaming focused chipset. So the Redmi K20 gets the Snapdragon 730, and the 730G is a slightly improved version. It gets some better gaming features on paper in comparison to the 730. Now I'm not sure if the 730G will actually be better than the 730 in real world usage, but I guess that's something that we'll have to test out. This phone is available in a variety of configuration. It starts from 664 and I think it goes up till 8256. I have the 8128GB version, and this phone should start for a price tag of less than 20,000 rupees in India. In terms of battery, it's the same as the Realme XT. You've got 4000 mAh of battery, and the VOOC charger that is given inside the box will take this phone from 0 to 67% in just 30 minutes. So that's pretty cool. Apart from that, you've got dual SIM support here, and there is also a dedicated SD card slot. So if you want to use 2 SIM cards as well as a memory card, you can do that. If I give you a physical overview of the phone, you've got the volume rockers on the left hand side, you've got the power button on the right hand side, the bottom has the speaker, the Type-C port, the headphone jack as well as a microphone, and there's also another noise cancellation microphone on the top. And this phone also gets a pre-installed plastic screen protector on the front. But this is a very cheap screen protector. It will get scratched within 2 or 3 days, and this is where the sponsor of our video comes in. So as you all know, the plastic screen protectors are not that great, the touch experience is not that good, and they get scratched very easily as well. So So it's better that you use a tempered glass on your phone, and our sponsor glazeding.com has the best tempered glasses that you can find for any smartphone in India. They are the only ones who have the actual 2.5D curved edges. So their tempered glass have an actual 2.5D curve on the edges which provides proper protection. I'm showing you the tempered glass for the Realme XT and the Realme X2 right now, and as you can see, it just looks very good on the phone. The touch experience is great. These glasses are actually curved, and you can use the promo code GIZMO to save 10% off your order as well. They ship all over India and cash on delivery is available too. So yeah, if you want the best tempered glass for your phone and you want to protect your new Realme X2, then do check out glazeding.com. Now moving on, let's talk about the software on the Realme X2. So because my unit is from China, this phone is currently running on the ColorOS 6.1. The 6.1 update is already out there in China, and it does bring a couple of new features to the table. First of all, you've got dark mode here, so it looks really nice, especially on this AMOLED display. The dark mode looks great. I'm finally happy that ColorOS supports a dark mode because MIUI has had it for a while now. Apart from that, the overall experience does seem to be very similar to what you have on the Realme XT. In normal day-to-day usage, you literally don't feel the difference between the 712 and the 730G. ColorOS runs equally good on both of them, but the Realme X2 also gets some additional features which we might see on the XT 730G as well when it launches in India. So first of all, you've got nightscape for the front-facing camera. That is something you don't have on the Realme XT as of now. And when you go to the video mode, you have this thing called bokeh video. We saw this in the Realme X2 Pro unboxing as well, and this phone also gets it. So I'm excited to test this out, and I'll be back with some of my findings once I record a couple of videos with the ultra bokeh mode. And from there you also get the ultra steady mode. So this is basically recording at 60 FPS and it gives you really smooth footage. I don't think it's similar to what we've seen on Samsung M30s with the ultra steady mode that was using the wide angle lens. Here I think it's only using the phone at 60 FPS, but I'll still test it out and I'll give you guys my final verdict on these extra features in my full review. But barring that, everything else remains the same, and I'm wishing that Realme brings the ColorOS 7 update very soon. That will bring the design very close to stock Android. As of now, this phone is running on Android 9.0, but this phone will get Android 10. Realme, I think, has given out a schedule as well when the Android updates are coming out. I'll show that on the screen right now, but then I don't know if this applies to India as well. This is for China, but I think the India schedule should be around the same time. And yes, you've also got camera to API support on the Realme X2, and I did find a working Google camera APK as well. I'm showing you some of the samples right now with the stock camera and Google camera. I'm not diving too deep into them because I will be making a dedicated Gcam review very soon for the Realme X2 and the X2 Pro. But yes, camera to API is supported, Google camera is working, and a comparison with the XT will also come soon. And then lastly, how can I forget PUBG? Because this is a gaming oriented phone. Realme is gonna bring this to India for gamers. You've got the 730G chipset. So PUBG by default unfortunately only runs on Smooth Plus Ultra. Now because Realme is going to market this as a gaming phone, I thought maybe they'll somehow try to enable Smooth Plus Extreme, but as of now on the Chinese variant it only goes up to Smooth Plus Ultra. I'm hoping that Realme works out something in the Indian version of the ColorOS so that PUBG works on Smooth Plus Extreme, because I mean if Samsung can do that with the M30s, these guys can easily do it with the 730G on the X2. But don't worry, I will be using GFX tool to unlock the extreme frame rate and we'll see how this phone fares, because I did a gaming review with GFX tool on the Redmi K20 and that phone performed really well. So yeah, we'll do a GFX tool gaming review and we'll compare this to the K20 as well, so stay tuned for that. But so far the Realme X2 seems to be a very promising device. If Realme can get this phone below 20,000 rupees, it's going to give a serious challenge to the Redmi K20, because the K20 once again is available at 22,000 rupees. With all of the Diwali discounts, it was down to 20,000 rupees, but then once again it's gone back to 22. So if Realme can bring this under 20 grand, I think the K20 is gonna have a very tough time to sell, because the spec sheet is very similar. In fact, on paper the XT has a better Snapdragon 730G, so we'll see how things play out between both of these phones. I have the Realme X2 as well as the Redmi K20, so I will be making detailed comparisons between these phones, charging test, battery test, camera comparisons, full comparisons, everything I will be making very soon. So yeah, if you guys have any specific request, then please let me know in the comments and I'll make sure that I cover them in my future videos. As of now, this was my unboxing and my initial impressions with the Realme X2, also known as the Realme XT 730G, and I'm hoping that Realme brings this phone to India very soon. If you guys have any more questions about these phones, please let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed watching it, then please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will be back in a notifications very soon.